Hi, I'm attorney Siobhan Olivero, and today in this video, we're going to talk about business, professional, and recreational license suspensions for non-payment of child support and what you can do about it. In Florida, the non-payment of child support comes with many consequences. Not only do you face contempt issues with the court and the many sanctions that the court can impose for contempt, but you can face suspension of not only your driver's license, but also any business, professional, or recreational license you may have. These include licenses issued by the Florida Department of Business and Professional Regulation, the Florida Department of Health, the Florida Department of Education, the Florida Bar, and the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. If you hold a business, professional, or recreational license with any state agency, that license can be suspended for non-payment of child support. So how is the license suspended? Under Florida Statute 409.2598, the Child Support Program, or the Department of Revenue, DOR, first mails the parent that's behind on payments a notice of intent to suspend their license. And they request the parent to visit a local office to discuss the options for the payment of their child support. The notice must comply with the statute, and it must notify the parent that the parent is not in compliance with the child support order, whether the non-compliance is due to non-payment of current support, delinquent or arrears payments, or the failure to provide healthcare coverage or medical support for the child, the kind of license or licenses that will be suspended, and the options that the parent has to avoid the suspension. These options must be complied with within 30 days of the notice of the mailing. Once the letter is mailed, not received by the parent, but mailed by the department, then the parent has only 30 days to do one of these options. First, you can pay the past due amount in full and stay current with all future payments. Your second option is to sign a written agreement with the DOR office to make payments on the past due amount owed. And the third option is to contest the suspension by filing a petition in circuit court. If none of these actions are taken by the parent that owes child support within 30 days, then the child support agency notifies the licensing agency to suspend the parent's business, professional, or recreational license. So how do you avoid your license being suspended? You can avoid your license being suspended by complying with one of those three above mentioned options. If you pay the amount owed in full, then the proceeding ends and your license will not be suspended. However, you must stay current with your support order or the process will begin again to suspend your license. If you go to a local child support or DOR office and enter into a written agreement or a payment plan for the amount that's owed, then the proceeding ends and your license will not be suspended. If you do enter into a written agreement with the department, you must stay in compliance with that written agreement, as well as stay current with your ordered support, or the DOR will notify the licensing agency to suspend your license for non-compliance with the written agreement. To avoid suspension, you must advise the department that you're no longer able to comply with the written agreement. If you do not tell the department that you're unable to comply, they will notify the licensing agency to suspend your license. If you do notify the department that you're no longer able to comply with your written agreement or your payment plan with them, then you must provide the department a full financial disclosure, including a list of your income, assets, and your employment. After you provide your disclosure, you and the department will then try to negotiate a new written agreement. If you do enter into a new written agreement, then you need to abide by that agreement. If, however, a new agreement cannot be negotiated, you or the department may petition the court to determine the matter. The final option is to file a petition in the court contesting the license suspension. If you file a valid petition contesting the suspension of your license is stayed or paused while the action is handled with the court. You can contest the suspension of your license for the following reasons. First, for a mistake of fact concerning your compliance with the support order. Second, the reasonableness of a payment agreement that was offered by the department. Or third, the identity of the person who was ordered to pay. If your petition is timely, filed within that 30 days of the mailing of the notice, and it is contesting one of those above stated reasons, then the court must have a hearing on your petition within 15 days after it's filed. The court must then enter an order or rule on your petition and your suspension of your license within 10 days of having that hearing. If the court finds your petition valid, then the proceeding ends and your license will not be suspended. However, if the court does not find your petition valid, then the court will order the suspension of your license and the department will resume notification to the licensing agency to suspend your license. So if your license does get suspended, how do you reinstate it? If you pay the amount owed in full or enter into and comply with a written negotiated agreement with the department after your license has been suspended, then the department must provide you with a reinstatement notice of your license, and the licensing agency must reinstate your license at no charge to you. If your license is reinstated by court order after you've petitioned the court, the licensing agency must promptly reinstate your license after they receive a copy of the court order. It may be up to you to ensure the licensing agency receives a copy of that court order reinstating your license. If you are facing suspension of your business, professional, or recreational license due to your child support obligations, we are here to help and answer any questions that you may have. You can reach us at the number below, and we'll be here to answer anything you may need. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.